Yes, we are back here again in News Inquest TV in today's edition of the Evening Political Rumbles, where we keep it real, reporting live and direct and unbiased, of course, analysis of events as they continue to unfold within this Nigerian space and across the world. It's a pleasure to welcome you once again to this edition of the Evening Political Rumbles. To my esteemed fans who has, of course, been there for me, thank you very much for subscribing. And if today is the first time of viewing News Inquest TV, I will want to appeal that you do us a favor to subscribe to this dedicated channel that is dedicated to the service of humanity and becoming a voice to millions of people who has no voice. In today's edition, we shall be looking at extraying, of course, the statement made by the APC presidential aspirant in the person of Alhaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu concerning the issues of labor. Well, there are several reactions, of course, to that effect, to that particular statement that labor should labor and die. What did he mean anything different, or did he mean what he just said? Then, if the reality is that he meant what he said, well, does it mean, of course, has no any agenda for the masses, for the workforce of this country, who, of course, have been passing through very exhilarating and very obvious situation resulting to the economic mishaps. Of course, the naira, of course, has lost its value. Over 65 to 70% of the naira uh, purchasing power has been lost. And that notwithstanding, the labor force, of course, are looking up to someone who will, of course, give them succor or who will give them relief, some sense of relief to over what they are passing through. Now, this coming from the presidential aspirants of All Progressive Congress, as if we are not done with the Muslim ticket saga, and he's coming up with another bombshell that the labors will labor, the workforce will labor and die, laboring. Well, could it mean that he's referring to a particular people or the entire labor force of this country? Then, if actually he meant what he said, then probably or possibly what could be his program for the labor force who has been passing, most of which, of course, has been overused, and the over 60% of the labor force are more or less casual workers, contract workers, and if the presidential aspirants or presidential hopeful of the APC will be making such a very sensitive and unbecoming statement at this very pertinent time, could that, of course, uh, narrow his chances of clinching to the or winning the admiration of the people? How could you on earth make such an unguided statement and think people will just swallow it the way it is, even though you mean a different thing, but people might misinterpret or misconstrue what you are trying to convey. But that notwithstanding, I think the advisors to Ahmed Bola Tinubu should, uh, in a more cordial way, of course, advise him on those unguided entrances, which might possibly hamper his chances, or reduce his chances of course, imagine as the presidential uh, hopeful comes 2023. What do you think? If this is the first time you are watching News Inquest TV, I will advise that you, of course, Make your comments known and let's know what is your own view or perspective in respect to this. Or is there anything you think he's trying to portray or convey to the populace? Probably or possibly he could not use the actual words or phrase to pass such information idea to the people. Well, he owns up to his responsibility or to his statement, and I believe that the world or the labor force will, of course, want him to clear himself in respect to that. Until we come your way some other time. Have a great day.